Hey guys, I know not the best angle. I am working with what I have. So, it is freezing, hence the sweater. I am bundled up in a blanket and on a heating pad right now. Spoiled little princess. Anyways, this video is all about the two new dogs that are in our lives, my boyfriend's in my life. I think we've had them a little over a month now. I have been meaning to make this video for about that long. So, a little bit of backstory is I was not planning on getting any more dogs because I lost Wiley this year, my 13-year-old, and I absolutely was not ready for another dog. But my little Annabelle was getting really depressed being in the RV by herself. She's been around other dogs her whole entire life, so to suddenly not have a companion, she was depressed. So we had tossed around the idea of maybe getting a medium-sized dog. So we ended up discussing it and deciding, no, we can hold off on a little bit. We don't need to make this decision right now. And that's when my mom called me and said that my uncle and his wife and kids were moving out of state, and they had 3 dogs, a cat, a puppy, and 3 kids. And they couldn't take the dogs with them. So if we couldn't take the dogs, then they would be going to the pound. Now, our pound is a no-kill. That's fine, but I knew 2 of his 3 dogs, and I knew they probably wouldn't do good in a pound situation. They're just very anxious and timid if they don't know somebody. And I know, obviously, in a new setting with new people, they can change their personality. But I just was like, okay, we need to step in and help. So I discussed with my boyfriend. I'm like, okay, obviously we're not going to take all 3 dogs, right? Let's go take a look, see which dog you click with, and we can do 2 things. We had a week to decide on what to do before they would take them to the pound before they left the state. And if you hear the squeaking in the background, that is one of the new dogs. Stop! You're rolling on my foot. That hurts. Anyway. So my suggestion to my man was, okay, we have a week. We took Annabelle, my 11-year-old, about to be 11. And I was like, okay, let's take her. And they have a yard that you can, it's separated into 2. There's gates separating it, so we'll let a dog in at a time, see who she gets along with. And whichever one she's along with, we will take home for a day or 2, let them spend a night or 2, and see how it goes. Then we'll take that dog back, and we'll come back and do the same thing with the other 2 dogs, or depending on whichever dog she got along with. If she got along with all 3, we would try it all 3. Got along with 2, we would try it with the 2. That was the plan. But like me, my boyfriend is a softie, and once again, when we got there, Annabelle was getting along with all 3. She had her hair up a little bit, but I think that was more of a new situation, because she didn't snap at him, wasn't growling, showing her teeth. It was more of the okay, there's 2 giant dogs coming at me and a little dog that I don't know when I'm in this new area. Kind of just like a warning that she will protect herself, maybe? And so the plan was to do trial runs. And we automatically were like, okay, I have a small kennel. So I was thinking we were going to do the small dog first. And, maybe the first night keep the dog in the kennel so that we don't have to worry about anything. The long story short is that my uncle once again mentioned the pound. And so he goes, oh, not to pressure you, but my boyfriend felt pressured. So what we ended up doing was we were going to take all 3, but they had a home lined up if we couldn't take all 3 for the other big dog, which is she's some hound bird dog cross, and my brother actually ended up taking her because her home ended up falling through. I'm actually kind of happy she went to a different home because she is way higher energy than the 2 that we took, and these 2 are already, I've had and grew up around these breeds that we took, which I'll get into in a second. So I already knew they were going to be high energy, and they're also very young compared to my Annie. So I knew, 2 is going to be a lot. We, again, were not planning on taking both. but my boyfriend and I were discussing on the way home that what we were gonna do is see which one clicked the best, and after about 2 weeks, you know, give them time to settle in with us, get to know us, let us see their personalities and see who we click with, we'll rehome the other one that doesn't fit in the best. That's not what happened. So we got Alaska. Here she is. She's 4 years old. She's spayed. She's a border collie. The vet thinks lab cross. To me, she just looks like a short hair border collie. But she is some type of cross. And she's pretty much my dog. Like, she loves my boyfriend. Absolutely will sit in the chair on his lap. But the minute I'm up, that dog is with me. Absolutely loves to be with me. So I'm going to work on training her, and she's going to be my little chair riding partner. Next we have Sugar. Sugar is some type of, the vet thinks, miniature poodle, Maltese, or Shih Tzu cross type dog. She's 2. Unfortunately, she is missing a bottom canine. Somebody was watching her for my uncle when she was younger, and they snapped her jaw within a couple of days and had to have it wired shut. She's all healed from that, all great from that. And she is 100% my boyfriend's dog. He can brush her, and he can take her off leash, and she sticks right beside him and absolutely adores him. She'll jump from the ground up into his arms. But if I try to brush her, she bites me and yelps like I'm hurting her. The minute you pick her up and start to even get the nail trimmers near her, she yelps. I try to give her any medicine or anything, and it's a fight. She is 100% daddy's baby. 100%. So it ended up working out because these two grew up together. So Alaska's 4 and Sugar's 2. So, you know, they grew up together. And so they play really rough together, whereas my old dog doesn't play that much. So it's perfect because they'll lay up on the couch and cuddle up with her and keep her warm. But then they also have each other to play with, so that it's not like a young dog trying to play with an old arthritic dog. Now, unfortunately, we do keep our window halfway open, so the cats go in and out. And it's right next to a chair. And these two will try to climb out the window. We've even, like, cardboarded it off and everything to where the hole is smaller, and they will push right through it. So anytime we're not home, they are in kennels, which I don't disagree with kennel training. I think it's great and fantastic to have a dog that likes a kennel. In fact, Annabelle will even go lay in a kennel at times. All 3 of these girls are kennel trained and absolutely love their kennels. They will sleep there even while we're out at home watching TV. Like, they absolutely love their kennels. It's their safe spot. It's where they eat. They each get fed separately to make sure there's no fighting or anything like that. But I personally hate leaving animals in kennels when I'm not home, just because, you know, if something happens. But their safety does come first. And for us right now, we live next to an extremely busy road. So not even, I want to say, maybe 100 feet. So for us, it is safer to keep them in a kennel than it is to leave them out and roaming to where they're going to try to get out the window. They sleep in bed with us and sleep right next to each other with Annabelle. And literally there's times we'll be watching TV and we're like, oh my gosh, where are the dogs? And we'll look and all 3 are cuddled in the kennel together. So yeah, that's the update. We didn't plan on getting 2 more dogs, but we ended up getting 2 more dogs. So yeah, if you guys want to see more of Sugar, Alaska, and Annabelle, let me know. And we're also, I think I'm going to be looking into a trainer, possibly, that can help me teach Alaska to herd the horses off the mountain for me, but also ride on trails and not herd them unless she's being asked to. So it would give her a job, and obviously I think she would love the trails. That's the update. We've had them for a while now. They have their own little playlist on my Instagram. If you guys want to catch up on every single thing, obviously don't have videos of everything, but I have some videos of them on there. So they have their own little section. So yeah, that is the dogs, and that is what we did.